What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? This is your boy, MrTMoney1993 from the Carolina Panthers Pride Podcast. Yeah, we're going through a little bit of a rebranding right now, man. But I am trying to catch up on the Panthers Huddle. So they dropped the training camp special one today, and then I realized, hey, I never watched the mini camp special one. So let's catch up on that. And watch the mini camp special one first. And then hopefully I can be back today with the training camp special one. But Panther Nation, if you're tuning in, I appreciate, everybody who's been rocking with me all these years, man. I started making Panther content in 2013, man. This is a long time, more than a decade plus in the game, man. And I figure it's time just for a little bit of a rebranding. Let's get into it.
Carolina Panthers. And as the team continues to form under new head coach Dave Canales, the veterans are setting the example for the younger guys. Coach Canales sees it and correlates the effort to success.
Makes it easier because a lot of the young guys who haven't been in this mode before, they just get to follow their lead. And like I've said before, too, it's the work ethic of guys like Derek Brown. Our best players happen to be our hardest workers. And so it doesn't leave a lot of space for the rest of the group to kind of pick and choose what they're going to do. They just got to go. They got to go hard, and they got to work at it.
DB isn't the only leader on defense setting the example this offseason. Cornerback J.C. Horn has been grinding to get back on the field and stay there.
Wow, the young boys have grown up, boy. I mean, we know Shaq's still going to be a leader on the defense, but JC and DB are leaders on the defense. It's cool to see the young boys grow up, man.
I mean, I know that without the fans saying that or anybody else. I mean, I watch tape. I know what I'm capable of, and I still feel like I'm one of the best DBs in this league, and I just got to be out there to show it. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
Another vet coming back from injury has been one of the hardest working players in the blue and black for the better part of the last decade. And he sees the positive attitudes from the coaches reflected onto the team.
Honestly, man, this team came together pretty fast. There's a lot of good energy in the building. I mean, you walk in, people talking to you, speaking to you. I'm not saying like it never was like that, but it's just you could just feel just the energy and the presence of everybody,
Second-year defensive coordinator Ijero Avero bringing some familiar faces over with him to Carolina as well, including former Bronco Josie Jewell. Jewell is glad to be back with his former coach.
Yeah, I loved it, man. Coming back to this type of defense with Coach E and Pete, familiarity with some of the coaching staff is amazing for me, and picking up the old lingo that we used to have in Denver. For me, the familiarity is big, and it just helps me be able to feel comfortable and take big steps forward.
That's one thing about this defense is he got a lot of guys that he's had around in this league, like a Josie Jewell, like a Troy Hill, like a Jordan Fuller, to build his defense with. So, yeah, I'm glad they got him some guys that already know his system.
On offense, it's all about soaking in the new systems from Coach Canales and coordinator Brad Idzik. Reports out of OTAs say quarterback Bryce Young is adapting well, and he certainly feels optimistic about it.
Teaching, they do a great job of not just telling you, hey, do this. It's do this because of this. This is the reason why we do it. And, you get more, for me at least, it's easy for me to buy in knowing the why and knowing the details behind it. And just their philosophy and clarity in how they coach. It has all of us in the locker room really excited to learn.
Running the ball is going to be a priority, according to Coach Canales, led by running backs coach Bernie Parmalee. He sees teamwork in a running back room brimming with talent.
It's just about them taking care of their own business. That's what it's all about. We know going in that everyone is competing. It's a hungry group, got a really good group. They're going to have fun doing it. There's no egos in our room.
People keep calling me crazy when I say it. I would not be surprised if Miles Sanders has sort of a bounce back season. I know we're excited about Jonathan Brooks. Let me get my laptop. I know we're excited about Jonathan Brooks, as we should be. I know Chuba had a pretty good year last year. But I think they're also going to try to get Miles back on track. You are still paying Miles a lot of money. I know that scares some Panthers fans, but I think Miles can have a better year.
That's awesome because that's hard to find.
The new direction is also suiting well for guys up front, including a homegrown talent looking to bounce back in his 3rd season out of NC State.
I feel really playing to our strengths, which I'm excited for, and definitely excited to run the ball this year. That's one of my biggest strengths, obviously. So excited to showcase that every chance I get.
Soon, the Panthers will be.
That is the biggest thing. If you get Icky back on track and you do not have to go back in the draft to find a new left tackle, man, that would be lovely for the future of this team. If you have to dip back and use an early 1st, 2nd round pick on a new left tackle because you can't get Icky right, that's going to hurt the development of this team in the future.
Be put to the test, but there's still a lot to be done before all that hard work pays off on the field. And we are a few short months away from finding out.
Something's good happening here, and I'm really encouraged where we're at with our teaching of our systems, the teaching of our concepts. I feel like we're ahead of where I was at last year, not trying to compare, but just looking at, coming into a situation where I have some familiarity, the carryover has been really refreshing for me.
Each year, the Panthers take a day during the offseason to volunteer at various charities and organizations across the Carolinas. It's appropriately called Keep Pounding Day. And here are some highlights from this year's event.
It's just great being able to, to touch the Carolinas and be able to connect and give back to the community, and just to be able to be in the community. And then it's really cool just for us to be able to have conversations with them. This was my first opportunity. It's definitely something that I was really excited about, something I jumped towards. So, this is a really fun day for me.
Appreciate you tuning in. Execution the Peter and Red podcast, man. Appreciate the love.
It's great, being able to kind of decompress in this way, be able to get about in the community and just show some love. It means a lot. So.
What's up, Robert here? I had a great day with the kids, signed some books, danced with them, had a dance contest, all type of stuff, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for them to have us, and it was a good time.
Teachers are amazing heroes. Is your teacher?
Shout out to the dogs, Jalen.
Yeah. They are. Are they?
I hope he makes the team. I heard he's been hurt though.
Oh, so important. And I think the starting point, for me is the Panthers are just our partners that we have in the community, being able to just connect, have some FaceTime, get to know people, and really with the hope of let's build this thing together, let's tell this story of 2024 Panthers.
Normally in North Carolina, when you're a man,
I'm happy to do it. I know the other guys are as well. And you're talking to some of the guys who live here right now. They say that this makes a big impact on just the look, the feel of the whole area. So it does my heart good to know that I'm doing something small to help the community just a little bit.
Keep pounding. That's what it's all about. And so I think this is the essence of it, and regardless of circumstance, whether you're kind of in a spot where you're struggling a little bit, or whether you're in a place where we're sitting pretty nice in our situation, we just keep going back to work. We keep pounding. And so I think it's cool for all of us to feel what that really means, even outside of our stadium and our building.
Yeah.
After the break, offensive coordinator Brad Idzik joins me in the studio.
This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
T-Mobile savings, take one. Guys, focus. Here's the line. At T-Mobile, you get tons of benefits and you can...
Is this just like what you grew up playing?
Yes.
Really?
Game team?
These graphics too.
I already know what I'm throwing to. Oh, I got him.
Yeah, keep looking at that controller like it's gonna help you.
I'm about to score right here.
All right, bet.
About to score right here.
Nope, interception. Let's go. Oh,
Smart, aka he hating.
Get off me! Yeah! Yeah! You ain't doing nothing. Come here. Oh, you thought the X was open? All right. Shit. Kill him.
That's bad. Some of them young boys don't know what a game
Welcome back
is.
to the Panthers Huddle. We have offensive coordinator Brad Itzik joining us right now. And Brad, there's so much that we could talk to you about as far as the 2024 season is concerned, but you've been out on the field with the players. So what are you seeing from the team right now?
Just excitement. I think everything's fresh. I have some fresh faces. We got some good weather, fresh faces with the coaching staff, with the players, and just watching them get fired up as they get more comfortable with the schemes, and our guys as they grow in their comfort, just really getting after it and starting to talk a little bit more with those guys. So the freshness of everything, I think, has been a lot of fun.
It's a lot of off-season left, but when you're thinking about the fall and the 2024 season, what are you most excited about?
Really just watching the guys compete. Like today at the end, just watching the offense and defense kind of jaw back and forth, and we're in a tight red zone period, and just hoping the guys execute and stick to the plan that we've had all offseason.
I feel like that's when you had the best teams, when them offense and defense really bumping heads and like get into that competition. Like the iron sharpens iron, and man, that's the type of stuff I like, man.
Just taking one step at a time. When they get fired up for each other, of just executing a play that we've talked about, and that just fires me up, fires the coaches up, and you can see the genuine excitement after practice when we bring it up as a team, and they're fired up. You see it in their eyes.
We know everybody's excited to see Bryce Young under this new offense, but I just want to know, how has your relationship with him grown since you became the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, it's been great. We had the quarterbacks over outside of the building, I think, is where you can make a lot of headway that way. We had them over for dinner at the house, just getting to know some of the families, getting them out of the bubble, getting Bryce out of this building in particular, going to his camp, like just getting to invest in the person, right? So whether it's Bryce or any of the other guys, like that's kind of what me and Dave have always believed in. That's what Dave's taught me from my younger years as a coach. He said, people, not projects. That was something that's always stuck with me. He said, hey, people, not projects. There's always going to be
That's true. When you have that connection with the players, they're going to play harder for you. They're going to be willing to put more work in. Like, I love that.
Time for you to do your individual work. But when people are in the building, like, that's what's more important. So it goes the same thing with Bryce. It's like, just invest in the person, show them that you genuinely care for them, and then, everything else will take care of itself.
You've even said too that, you're not far removed from playing in football as well. And you've mentioned how that kind of helps, relate to these players. So how does it help in the relationship with Bryce and the other players on offense?
Yeah, I think it's just being a bridge between the receiver and the quarterback room. Having played receiver and been in a lot of receiver rooms, as well as shared some time with Dave in the quarterback room, just being a great bridge there of saying, like, this is how it's taught in their room. How do you want me to communicate certain things to them? And then also vice versa, like, hey, the receivers they're feeling this. Let me go bounce into the quarterback room and let them know that we're all on the same page here. We're just trying to get timing down, get footwork down, so we're all marching together. And then anytime I can give one or two steps, that's about all I got in me. Fiance doesn't think I have any more than that, so she's giving me crap for saying that on air. But it's fun to put the cleats on out there and just give the look that we think that they're going to get, whether it's the first couple steps or just explaining the top of the route or something with releases, and just talking through things with the guys with the cleats on just helps me stay engaged.
Yeah, it should be.
Which I think that last little bit, that was him and Jordan Matthews, I think.
Pretty fun for you as well,
Absolutely.
too. We know that protecting the football is going to be a big focal point for this team on offense, especially. How do you practice that right now when you're in OTAs and minicamp?
We get to be the annoying coaches when they go through the line of scrimmage and they're finishing downfield and they're not locking it up. They're not conscious about it. We're building conscious habits. So they need to hear us. They need to hear our voice when they go through the line of scrimmage of saying, lock it up, put the other hand on the wrist and pull that ball in tight. And then we also coach up the defense and say, hey, you guys need to hold us accountable. If that thing's loose, pop it out, right? If that thing's loose, attack it. And that's how both sides of the ball kind of work together with this whole thing. But then you incorporate the O-line, like it all.
That's how that goes. Hey, defense, work on forcing turnovers. I need more turnovers. Like, I loved our defense last year, but we need more turnovers. Offense, work on protecting the football, man. High and tight.
Starts up front, and we emphasize it with them when we put in a ball security drill or presentation in the beginning of camp. Sometimes they start to doze off and fall asleep because we're just talking about the ball carriers, but following the ball, right? Starting with a great blocking, reestablishing the line of scrimmage. They got to build those habits in now. So when we're going full speed, we're going full tilt, it's already built in and they're not thinking about it. We want to create the muscle memory now, let them think about it now and play a little bit slower. All right. And then when the playing full speed. Now it's muscle memory.
We know you got a lot to get to, but final question, what do you need to see from this team before we get to training camp in July?
So we installed the offense, right? We spent all offseason installing the offense, and now we want to highlight some of the things that they've done well, and we want them to feel really confident about those things. And I just told them on the field, you guys, this is not, hey, we're doing this, we're pressing stop, and then you come back and we press start again. It's let this be a springboard into continuing to study, continuing to iron out some of the details of our work, and then staying engaged with the personal relationship. Like, I want to put onus on them connecting with each other, me calling every single player over the break, just checking in, because a lot of life happens in the span of 4 or 5 weeks. We've had guys have kids during this offseason. A lot is going on. I'm getting married. There's other people probably getting married.
Yeah, so Brad getting married. I think DB just had a kid. So
I just want to, keep a pulse on who the people are, so they know that relationship is real. And then when they come back, we're going to hit the ground running together.
Love that. Communication and details are so important in the offseason. Coach, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
After nearly 30 years, the Panthers Den is in need of a little facelift. Up next, our exclusive look at proposed renovations for Bank of America Stadium with team president Christy Coleman.
Take off the mask and look at your smile.
She made it. We might skip through this.
It's nice. It's exciting.
You just unveiled your locker here at the Hall of Fame. What's it like?
It's nice. It's exciting. Getting closer, so you can feel it. We can feel it coming up a couple of months. I think 2 months out. So the excitement is building, and this is a nice touch to it.
It's got to be neat for you to see like every chapter of your athletic career kind of represented in this display. But there's another item back there with a number 45. A lot of people don't remember seeing you in 45.
I wanted to add that piece onto it because it's not a piece of my pro football career, but it's a piece of my sports career, and I thought it was important to include it. Some people may not know that I played basketball at UNC.
So Julius Peppers and Donovan McNabb are the only 2 players to play in the Final Four and in a Super Bowl.
So, it's kind of like an educational piece as well.
So now it's official. He's got a display at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he's one step closer to that enshrinement in August.
Yeah, getting closer, looking forward to the actual enshrinement date, and the excitement is building.
Bank of America Stadium has been the home for the Carolina Panthers for the last 3 decades. And while its charm is timeless, it's now one of the oldest stadiums in the NFL. Last week, the Panthers announced proposed stadium for every It's a huge undertaking and a lot of work project. Release 2 is coming your way in the next few days. Here's a sneak peek. Release winning, riding along with some of NASCAR's legends. Word win last week in episode 2 is coming your way in the next few days. Here's a sneak peek.
Been a long time coming back home. It's going to be exciting.
Every year, the goal in free agency and the draft is to challenge our roster.
We're looking for toughness. We need some Steve Smith, playing with the chip. We got to get back to that.
I think it all starts up front. I mean, every coach will say it. We put that to the checkbook this year.
Are you guys going to pick at 39?
What do you got? When they offered what they offered, it was too good to pass up.
Look, the draft is exciting.
Pretty much that part would be, I'm sure, the fact that Dan Morgan was able to replace the pick for next year's draft that we traded to the Bears. So we'll have a pick. We had a pick every year this year, which wasn't supposed to happen, and we have a pick in every round for next year, which wasn't supposed to happen.
You get a chance to see the future of our league, but it's not as easy as it looks on TV.
I like my tape. I think I put my tape against anybody. I'm gonna make you laugh, but I'll hit you in your mouth also. My whole mindset.
Good short, Shaq. Good short. That was Clint.
I love that.
Yeah, still would be interesting.
Yes, sir.
You ready to become a Panther or what, man?
You damn right I am.
Blueprint episode 2. maybe tune into that too. I did not watch that.
You can catch episode 1 of Blueprint and episode 2 premiering next week on the Panthers YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Speed and power are crucial elements in the NFL, just as they are in NASCAR. The Carolina Panthers recently made a team-building trip to learn from some of Charlotte's fastest legends.
As long as we do our job.
Be tuned for real. Like, it's a lot of Panther content dropping. Like,
and we stick together within these walls, nothing can touch us.
Where he at? Where Lightning McQueen at?
Shout out to the legend Jeff Gordon.
It's all about the people. It's all about teamwork, and that's what we're trying to do today. I think there's a lot of similarities. The size of the guys, maybe we're not quite as big as some of your biggest guys, but we've got very strong athletes. They have to be very agile. They got to be able to move laterally very quickly, get low to the ground, be able to be explosive coming out of the hole, very much like an NFL football player.
It's 4th and goal on 1. You either got to score or you got to get a stop, period. And this is the stop that counts. Up to the 13.
Ooh, that dick clean. And it got, look at it, it got the Panthers. I see Jake, I see Steve Smith, I see Jordan Gross, I see Julius Peppers, I see Wesley Walls, Moose. That big clean.
I would like to think I'm a professional NASCAR passenger seat rider. This is my first experience. I'm ready.
That thing's awesome.
Man, I never went that fast in my life. That was crazy. That was crazy. Once in a lifetime. Thank you, guys.
That's going to do it for this special episode of the Panthers Huddle. We'll be back.
Well, that is the end of the episode of Panthers Huddle. Like I said, I will be back with Panthers Blueprint episode number 2. I will be back with the training camp special of Panthers Huddle. And we got, like I said, we got a lot of content coming this way, man. Please, we are getting closer to being able to move to the next steps of monetization. So when you watch, please watch. I think all that we have left is either the story views or the watch hours. So please tune in. When you tune in, please let it play. Please let it rock out. Rebranding the Carolina Panther Pride podcast, hosted by your boy, MrTMoney1993. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in. I appreciate everybody who tunes in after. I'm out of here.